Back, folks, one more time here in Atlanta, Georgia, SPL Studios, and we are seeing week 3 of the SPL qualifiers. One team has already made it in, and that team is Complexity.
That's right. Complexity knocks out the Nomads. Now, for this game here, we're going to see Busters versus Eager. Each team is 1-1, meaning the winner of this game will go to the Smite Pro League, the loser of which will fall down to Challengers.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a all-or-nothing match. If you've ever heard of a must-win game, this is the definition of it, because you must win this game to continue on into the SPL. If not, you'll be a Challenger Cup team, as Brandon said, which is a much different path with much different qualifications and ramifications. So let's take a look. No delay. Busters versus Team Eager.
So right off the bat, remember, Lass has had a ton of success with Nasha, really throwing people off their normal routine with Complexity. It's possible we could see it go back. Bastet, Athena, both taken away here. Option to Busters.
Busters going to get first pick. They're looking at, well, we'll see after they're going to take a look at it. Eager still has one more ban. Again, the Cirquette ban against Lazarus. Cirquette is a character that, when she first came out, it was must ban her. She is so incredible to deal with. Now we've sort of seen her fall away from that, but not against Lazarus. I think everybody remembers that incredible highlight play of him stealthing and taking out an entire team.
I love it. It's probably the most underutilized move. But going into this, Thor and Shibalanke both make it through first pick as Sylvanas is taken for Busters. Option to Eager here, and there's a lot on the table.
Sylvanas is a great pickup. We talked a little bit about how proficient players have been getting with that pull. So definitely something that Busters has to look out for. Isis going to be picked up by Team Eager. Jeremy really left a lasting impression.
Yeah, really. Wow. All right, so Eager going to grab Isis. Aphrodite going to be picked up once again for Anatoly. Expect a heavy... just a heavy frontliner. I'm talking someone like, again, Nasha, Kali, Nemesis, although Nemesis, of course, has already been picked, apparently, by Busters. That will go to Soulshiner, a famed jungler of the team. And Chang'e will be picked as a counter to Aphrodite. That will be going into the hands of Awesome to the Max, who I will note watches my stream.
And he's the only one.
Hey, that's not
Awesome
nice.
to the Max. So, I mean, so Busters is probably our least celebrated team here in our qualifiers. But Busters has a lot of potential. Bronx Bombers and Awesome to the Max are both play. Awesome to the Max is a player that I have watched throughout the Challenger.
I am not behind Bronx Bombers. Every time
Really?
I've seen him play so far, he has been throwing team fights. I hate to say it, and I want to see something different from him, but I want to see him really shine, because if he's on this team, that means Awesome and Soulshiner, who I have the utmost respect for, see something in him. Soul and Awesome are SPL level players. Can the rest of the team bring it against Team Eager, hot off their win off Complexity? It's going to be rough, but Cupid gets picked up against Shibalanke. Counter matchup's going to be good. Best mid laner, they have a counter. Wait, let's go through this. Nemesis to counter Geb. Chang'e to counter Aphrodite. Agni to go even with Isis and have a better endgame. Cupid here to deal with Shibalanke, and nobody now can counter Sylvanas. Yeah. This is the absolute best team comp Busters could have hoped for. This is incredible.
This is a great pick ban phase. And again, so...
but wait. Everything just got crazy because Afro connects to Kali now and she just kills the whole team. Things just got interesting.
I mean, Brandon does have a love for Kali, but he does bring up an awesome point. Aphrodite is best utilized in tandem with a hyper carry. And once Kali gets online and the chainsaw attacks really start coming and you can't get rid of her because of both Aphrodite, it's so
Afro picks up Heavenly Agility.
It's disgusting.
Kali slow immune. Okay? Kali ultimates, Kali slow immune. Kali gets beat, she's CC immune. Afro still has the ult, so she's CC immune and damage immune and slow immune. And then Afro also has the back off to make sure that people are now getting slowed next to Kali. And she's healing Kali while increasing her damage with Kiss. It is the most devastating combo in the game, and it is the best 2v2 team for 2v2 tournaments by a mile.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you want to watch out for because of all of that damage. And as Brandon said, the incredible ability of Aphrodite to really do what she does. But taking a look at this Busters team, as I said, a little uncelebrated. Awesome to the Max, one of the more potent players in the Challenger Cup last year. Always playing and grinding. This is a player that I see in virtually every single community tournament, virtually every single Challenger Cup week last year. Every time there's some sort of non-professional competitive smite to be played, he shows up. He's a player that really wants it.
He's super smart. He loves the game. He gets along with everybody. He is a person that deserves to be on a high-level team because you can always get along with him. Right now, we should also consider the fact that he has gone into Tiny Trinket, meaning we will be seeing an early Divine Ruin to counter the healing out from Aphrodite.
So we've got Walrus as well, ranked player alongside Bronx Bombers. They're probably the players that have to provide the most. They have to show they have the most to prove. As Takati has flirted with the professional Smite scene before, and Soulshiner, one of the oldest names in Pro Smite.
That's right. I mean, Soul's been around forever. I mean, this guy actually didn't play in Season 1 because he actually is a Division I football player in college.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big dude. I also want to point out that Bronx Bomber starts off poorly by missing a heart bomb onto a creep camp.
He's going to miss that one, but it'll be all right as he goes ahead and heads on to his own purple buff. Hog is good, so they'll pick up their buff and head to lane along with the rest of the team and the rest of the match. And 30 seconds in, everybody's in lane.
Yeah, right there. Takati coming back to lane as well. The Path of Flames actually winds up not doing too much damage. He misjudged the spacing. The archers will live, and it's likely he's going to lose 2. It's possible he'll lose 3. Right side, more pressure coming out as Lassus takes some damage here, but of course is attached to an Aphrodite, meaning he will be able to heal up. Eyes on Soulshiner for the early rotation, and Isis is slightly out of position here.
Looking for some safety. He'll be all right. No big deal right there, but
wait,
coming around from the backhand side is the slow and slice and dice.
Takati nowhere to be found.
Yeah, Takati just clearing the way.
Now, Takati, also a pretty old soul in Smite, was actually part of one of the original rosters for Reason Gaming. Played as the mid laner, as well as 2 of the members of our production team, Adonis and Pekis.
I was going to say, we've got high-tech Peck and no fancy name Adonis right there. And they're able to, claim a little bit of that professional world. Takati playing on their team previously. Takati most recently actually coached Fat Chunks?
Rambozos.
The Challenger Cup team that made it through through relegations and made it through to a LAN.
Clowns still have a few people in the run here. Paradox, of course, can be found. We also have a Duro on Legion.
Yep.
I mean, that team didn't stay together, but they're still pretty relevant.
Yeah, I mean that team splintered and splintered well. I think it splintered for the best of them.
As did the Chunks.
Right, exactly. And I think all of the members of the Chunks are seeing more success than they did on the Chunks before. You know, those teams really they taught the individual players how to do what they're doing now, Brandon.
Yeah,
and I think that if any of these players take a look back, they will say, yeah, I didn't win, but I learned a lot. And I am where I am because of that
I know
experience.
how to communicate, I rotate well, and I can use that with a lineup that I just have better chemistry with. Soulshiner is one of those players that has great chemistry. My issue is that he is a very hot or cold player. He either carries the game or he causes the loss. What we're going to see here from him on Nemesis might be more of the same as he dives right in. This could be first blood.
Takati!
Oh,
There it is.
But Soulshiner finds first blood. And so first blood onto Nemesis? That's scary. Where is Lassus going?
Lassus is looking directly at Takati. Got hit in the head with a phone at LAN, I think, and Lassus a little bit angry about that one. Trying to get himself under the tower, but Walrus shows up and just sort of affects his detour just enough.
Awesome to the max, rotates over beautifully to make sure he will split camps.
Love it.
The issue here is if he loses too many creeps as a result in the lane, it's going to wind up being a net loss for him. You got to be careful. After 4 creeps, it will be a net loss in gold. 3 creeps is even out in experience, so he has to get there before, so gold's going to be in a negative. And it looks like big time negative on gold, and experience will be about even overall. But he does strip away the rest of the red team from getting it, so not a bad call.
I like the thought process at the very least. He just wants to stay mobile, be able to do what he can, and utilizing Chang'e's movement as best he can. And 3.5 minutes in, Aurora's going to look at a Gold Fury. Walk
to the
away.
Max, by the way, is also about 100 gold away from sending the bun back for Divine Ruin.
Divine Ruin, first item.
It's possible. I mean, he could go into boots, about 150 gold, maybe 200 gold away from that one. But otherwise, it looks like he's running back a bit. Might be setting up for it. We'll find out soon.
Does Divine Ruin...
Bunny's gone. That's a Divine Ruin.
All right. He's going to get a Grestar right there, and it's totally played it safe. Does Divine Ruin provide enough power early game?
I mean, it's not a lot, but it's definitely not a little. It's more than he'd get from CDR boots.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. I've always been the of the mindset that Divine Ruin is a great team fight item, and early on, really not needed. But we'll take a look at how this works out. Definitely awesome to the max. One of the more smarter players, as Brandon had highlighted earlier. Busters deep in the enemy jungle. Ear looking to make them pay. Ultimate is down from Isis, not able to pop it enough. Gets a little bit of a heal, but a great knockup from the support right there.
Yeah, Walrus. Oh, Lassus is going down
Ouch.
there. No ultimate used right there. How much mana did he have? 90. It does cost 90, so he actually got exactly enough mana on the frame that he died. Rough. With that, Bunny coming back, awesome to the max, goes into the lane to meet it, and it looks like Divine Ruin is ready. Now, in Season 1, this was definitely my pickup. In Season 2, I actually like Dumorb in the front.
Okay.
But I want to see what Awesome's going to do with it, because right now, Anatoly already having some trouble. Despite being slightly ahead, the Gold Fury's dead on the left side, which means Awesome has a great line to boots here.
5-minute Gold Fury for Busters. That is even earlier than the sneak that we saw from Eager earlier.
Still the best play I've seen this season.
That is the first 5-minute Gold Fury we've seen this week. So Busters definitely objective-minded. They understand. I mean, this is something, Brandon, you've played competitive. You've played some competitive games in the past. As we mentioned, we've got Big Play Ray and No Name Adonis in the back. They've played some professional games as well. Scott Ghani's played some professional games. There is a difference when you're going up a team like Eager that is hailed as a favorite, isn't there?
There's two parts to it. One, you're nervous, and it could influence misplays. But two, when you're playing a team that people think are going to beat you, there's a real good chance that you're going to play like a monster because you want that win more than just for yourself. You want to win to shut people up.
Right-hand side, also to the max, getting a lot of pressure by the Kali Aphrodite combo that we were talking about just so much. Awesome really trying to save his gold and his experience here.
You know, right there, he uses the Moonlit Waltz to dodge the stun. Didn't even need to use the Waxing Moon there to keep himself alive.
Yeah, definitely good plays coming out from that tandem right there. But also the max able to do it. Great stun coming out from Takani. Really nailing it right there.
Whoa.
Another good Waxing Moon. Good thing he saved it, Brandon. That's going to get the kill for Soulshiner, and they're going to take the win.
Anatoly in a lot of trouble here. Dash through Soulshiner will find the kill before the birds come out. Who is the target? Who is the target? He's chasing down. Will he find it? Lassus falls! And that's going to be a clean 7-0 at the 7-minute mark. And all the while, Bronx Bombers locks down Zapman. The Busters, ready to go to the SPL, it seems, have a huge lead at 7.
Busters are willing. I really wanted to say eager. And this team is named Eager. So Busters is, they're just so, there is no other word. They're very eager to make it to this SPL. And I mean, 7 minutes in, 7 kills. Taking a look at the graph, 4,000 gold in the lead. We referenced a little bit how gold is relative, a gold lead is relative to the time. 4,000 gold at 7 minutes, Brandon, is incredible.
It's beyond incredible. That's like ranked destruction when your team is stacked. Right? This should not be happening to Eager. I mean, this comp is incredible. They are brilliant players. They know their stuff. But 3,600 at this stage, with Gold Fury not coming up for another 2.5 minutes, that is going to be very, very hard for Eager to deal with, because when you're this far behind, your tickets back in are either real janky picks, which I'm sure we're going to see Busters be careful about, or wiping at an objective.
Yeah, I mean, 4-0 with 3 assists on Soulshiner. Soulshiner has been involved in 100% of his team's kills.
Of all kills, technically.
And that of all kills in the game. And I mean, that is...
Is that an executioner?
Yes, it is.
Wow. So normally we see Jotun's Wrath for the extra cooldown directly into Chin Size. He has actually opted for an executioner here. Now, this is a penetration item.
The thought process here, in my opinion, where I'm coming from, you buy the Jones to allow yourself to get more ultimates out and help your team a little bit more. He has 4 kills.
Yeah,
he's just going for killing people. He's going to go the basic
Speaking of
attack
killing people, we already get the rollout. Aurora seems to be a little bit more on the money here. Is Fields of Love up? It is, but they're not going to continue the pressure. They do manage to actually pick up an ultimate there with Zatman using his as an escape. We also have the Wrath of Terra still on cooldown as mid lane, Awesome to the max rotates over. Will spot Lassus and Anatoly here trying to keep peace.
Ultimate down from Soulshiner onto the Isis. He'll heal up, but Soulshiner looked like he wanted to dive that.
Soulshiner does want to dive that.
I mean, so we referenced Soulshiner being a part of 100% of the kills on the map. 2 kills and 5 assists on the Agni. Takani also doing it.
Like I said, hot and cold.
And Walrus, 1-0-5, only missing 1.
You know,
So
this is Soulshiner to me.
is-
He's either carrying the game exponentially or he's fed and he's actively throwing away objectives. It looks like this one's going to be the former so far. Like you said, 403. Gold in hand right now, actually sitting at about 700. Now, do you think he's going to go into chin size next since he already has the penetration, or will he go into the Jotuns anyway?
I think we'll see either the Jotuns or the Ikival. He wants to keep the curve going.
Iqbal.
I think he wants to see the. I think he wants to keep his power curve
Oh, wait,
going.
I think we already
ahead
have an
of the
Iqbal
pack.
coming out on Cupid, though. They might not want to double stack on that.
That's true. We'll take a look at that, and he's going to go into.
Yeah, it's chin size.
Yeah, we're going to go into the light blade, which will
Could be
be
Aussie.
built into the chin size.
Could be Aussie. Probably
it
not.
could be
though.
an Aussie.
Probably not.
Aussie's an item that you build on Nemesis when you really want to like maximize your battle ability.
I like it in Joust.
Exactly. You're gonna fight one-on-one, sort of fisticuffs, and with 6,400 gold,
Look at this.
it's just not gonna happen.
Look at this. They're right on time. Busters are ready to go. There are 3 people in the base, but they don't have the vision for it. They haven't started it. You can't call it a misplay because they don't have all the information.
Exactly.
But from a caster point of view, that kind of broke my heart.
Yeah, if they had vision, essentially what happened was they didn't know that Eager was as far away from the objective as they were. If they had that information, Busters would have been able to get that Gold Fury for free. But here's 2 things that really separate good teams from SPL level teams, or great teams, as I'll say. Not insinuating that Busters is great just yet, but definitely doing the things they're supposed to do. Cerebral pick and ban phase, which is exactly what we saw, and the ability to get timers exact, not depending on the map timers that they give you, and that's exactly what we saw. We saw both 2 things, and Busters is playing like a team that is trying to keep their SPL spot rather than earn one for the first time.
Awesome to the max begins a rotation. It looks like this will be a Gold Fury. It looks like Anatoly is going to choose to try to push down the tier 1. This might be disastrous. Kali without Aphrodite at this stage is not going to be able to provide much unless she finds a target. And with the rotation spotted out by Noah, I think they know that they're about to lose this Gold Fury.
I like the decision for Anatoly to stay in the lane if he gets this tier 1. I think that's the way to go. He's leaving lane because the Gold Fury's already down. Busters gets it right away, no contestation. Contestation?
Contention.
So they get it absolutely for free, leading
And look at that.
themselves
Lassa
even
steals
more.
away a speed buff. They got something.
Yep.
That was a very Andenster
Soulshiner.
level play.
Soulshiner.
Oh, but nah, though. Ooh, caught out of position there. Didn't think the rotation was going to be there. He gets caught once again. Now 8-0 with 2 Gold Furies to the name. The lead extends up to 5,700, and ISIS currently level 9.
Soulshiner. I'll say it a third time. The man is 5-0-3, and there's 8 kills on the board. Takani a part of that kill as well, 5-0, Takani a kill as part of that kill as well, 2-0-6 for the mid lane Agni on the side of Busters. But Soulshiner really is the name that we are calling this game. He's got 5 of the 8 kills. His team is just riding this Nemesis wave, and I mean, he's going to be able to build this chin size very soon as we take a look at his gold on hand. He'll be able to get it probably
400 gold.
Yeah, after this tower is dead, he'll be able to back and pick that up. But they want to roar. Beautiful ultimate coming out from the Chang'e, but now Awesome to the Max is surrounded by the wrong color team. There is the Shibalangi ultimate.
The 4-man Cataclysm, the dream, as Walrus expends his mana to make sure his team stays alive. Awesome going a little bit too deep there, but they still managed to keep it going.
Yep.
Left side, Shibalanke is leaving the lane here, which is going to give Bronx Bombers an opportunity for a tier 1 or possibly even a jungle
He's
steal.
rotating, yeah.
Wow, and Kali getting a bit aggressive here.
I mean, Kali wants to get a little bit aggressive, gets a good stun in the ultimate so that she won't die, has to fall back. But I mean, that's really what Eager needs to look for. They need to get these picks. They need to play
He should have waited for Afro, though. I mean, using his ultimate at this stage will force him to back to the base.
Wow.
Lassus gets rid of the siege here, and it looks like Awesome to the Max freely holds off 4 with Takati from the backline. All the while, left side, Cupid continues to pressure, which leaves Soulshiner finding himself with another kill, possibly. He's going to get stunned out. He's going to dash through forward. Retribution enough to give it away. Falls again.
Takani gets credit for that one. Soulshiner putting in a lot of work using that ultimate as we take a look at the left-hand side. Bronx Bombers just taking it.
That's right. Bronx Bombers is probably saying, guys, where are they? Guys, where are they?
Yep.
Can I keep going?
Yep.
Can I keep going?
Yep.
And he's going to keep going. Flutter's still ready to go on the escape. This should be a 1,500 gold win. They've gotten a bunch of kills. They haven't dropped any. Their lead is now almost 9,000 gold.
Oh, not able to secure
it would have been. It would
Not
have been.
able to secure it.
One hit away.
That's a great decision. I like it.
It's the safest possible decision.
It is very easy to rotate. Just follow your laner.
And look at that, he stole. Right, I mean, they don't need that right now. They're already in the lead.
Yep.
And they stole away the purple buff. Right side, Retribution doing work again, keeping the Soulshiner alive, currently sitting 504. And like we talked about, the chin size are done. As soon as he backs, that will be chin size and likely a level of beads, a little bit more gold, and it will be 2.
All members of Busters above level, or looking very good right now. Level 10 on the support. He's the lowest level on the entire team. Worth noting that he's behind. The rest of Team Eager. But this just in, folks. Denial headed to the SPL.
That's right. Denial will have a 3-0, which puts pretty much all the pressure in Group B onto Polyjuice.
Yep.
Should they defeat Team Legion, that will actually force a 3-way split, albeit unlikely, as Poly definitely coming in as the underdogs.
Definitely a little bit. We saw some shining moments from the new solo laner Wolfie and from the Hunter Moji. We saw some shining moments on Polyjuice right there in those 2 positions, and Purified as well. So we'll see if that can carry on and force the tie. The Cupid is forcing a kill. Not quite.
No, Rising Jaguar way too quick on the draw.
Yep.
Bronx Bombers throws his ultimate away, but I'm sure it's not going to last, or rather change many things in this lane, as that tower is standing on its last legs. Bottom side, awesome to the max against 3. What are we going to see? Moonflower trying to do Moonlit, trying to get him out of there. Waxing Moon going to hit 2, and he spaces away from Lassus, freely fighting 3 people. Awesome to the max keeps the healing on lock. Heavenly Agility, though, going to be used. Awesome will go down.
Beautiful, beautiful Waxing Moon from Awesome to the max. Unfortunately, it's all for naught. That said, Bronx Bombers pushing past that tier 2 onto the Phoenix. Zapman, the only one really able to defend. Right-hand side, everybody is deep. Takuni gets a good stun, but not going to aggress.
Fire Giant's still available here with Gold Fury coming up in about 20 seconds, including her strange respawn dance that she likes to do.
Taking a look here. Gold Fury about to spawn one more time. Bronx Bombers just waiting. Support
He's
comes.
going to wait longer. You always got to wait for Bay to get ready, F-Dust.
gotta get everything together. Gold Fury got to grab her gold that she's about to give to the Busters. Eager on the complete right-hand side of the map, not able to respond.
They could force FG, though, but it doesn't look like they're going for it.
Yep. Soulshiner just waiting for one of them to step out of position.
Yeah.
You see that? He knows that he's not needed for the Gold Fury kill, so he is waiting for someone to step out of position. Doesn't want to fight 1-on-3 like Cyclone Spin did in the last game. Sort of a different character here.
Maybe he does.
He's going to get stunned out by Gnaw. Beautiful Spirit Ball for the mid laner on Eager. Unfortunately for them, Soulshine able to get away with that shield and double dash.
Oh, Lassus gets pulled. He might be forced into his ultimate here. He's trying to stay alive. No, the ultimate was down for 10 more seconds.
Yep.
With Lassus down and Gnaw being extremely underleveled, all eyes for me turn to Zap. Anatoly must latch to him immediately and try to keep him alive. He could also maybe latch to Aurora and try to let him go towards the Fire Giant steal, but I love what Zapman's doing here. He knows that their best bet is Fire Giant, which means he's going to force pressure around the map.
Zapman pushes the wave onto the middle tower, has some sort of sixth sense, so knows that Awesome to the max is going to come up right behind him. Opts instead to wait for these mid cams. 17, 18 minutes in. Again, not of the most utmost importance, but definitely can get some stuff for you. Meanwhile, Busters forcing down this tier 2 in the solo lane. No defense put up by Team Eager at all.
All the while, Awesome to the max is pushing out mid lane to ensure they have another level of push. In fact, he's going right for the tier 2. The group will rotate over as well. They're already 12,000 in the lead at 18 minutes. This is going to extend it very close to 14.
Only a single kill on the side of Eager. They're looking to turn that around as they start a fight, but Aurora falls to the Cupid named Bronx Bombers, and also to the max dancing around the entire fight. Laz's looking for a kill, forced into the ultimate. Aphrodite's going to help as well, but again, Cupid gets another kill. That'll be a double for the long lane. It's ADC for Busters.
Power play here for the boys in blue as they rush down. Gnaw in a lot of trouble here.
Ouch.
Aphrodite links, but too little, too late. Phoenix in the mid lane will fall.
19 minutes, Phoenix is going the way of Busters as minions pour into that Titan. We'll see Busters back as a collective unit with that tier 2 and the other tier 2 and the mid Phoenix. There should be a lot of gold on hand for the entirety of this team.
So let's talk about Eager right now and their win condition here. This is as good as it's going to get for the rest of the game, in my opinion. They must find a big wipe here, and this is going to be their best bet because Bronx Bombers got the kill onto Lassus, which means in the next fight, Bronx Bombers will be Lassus' target. That is the best. It is easiest of all the characters stick to him. He is the squishiest. He has no CC immunity aside from beads, which is on cooldown right now. They need to link up. They need to get that kill as soon as possible. If they delay it for too long, they're going to be able to zone Lassus too hard. And once Kali is pushed out, there's nothing she can do to get back in.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what Kali's benefit is just finding a single person and taking them out of the map. Fire Giant started by Busters. Eager wants to respond, but can they? Fire Giant already low enough. Busters executes it. Bronx Bombers in the backside, a little wary of that Kali. Beautiful waxing moon. Bombers gets the kill on a Gnaw. Aurora gets knocked up. Bombers gets a second kill immediately following the Soul Shiner. And Awesome to the Max gets the last one. Zapman, the only one alive. Scratch that. He's the third one to fall to the almighty Cupid. And Busters are heading down the middle lane with 20+ seconds on everyone but Gnaw.
When we started this game, I pointed out two things. It's either hot and cold Soul Shiner, he's hot, and that Bronx Bombers needs to prove to us today that he's ready for the SPL. 5:03 for him, 7:10 for Soul, and even Takani at 3:013. Eager is eliminated. Busters go to the Smite Pro League.
Awesome to the Max and his friends Busters are headed to the SPL, and Team Eager, you can catch them in the Challenger Cup.
I cannot believe it. Eager lost to the two teams they were supposed to beat and beat the teams they were supposed to lose to. It's opposite day.
You know, Busters played well.
Busters played incredibly.
Won that game. There was no Eager made a mistake. Eager played well. They just didn't play to the level that Busters rose to. They rose to the occasion. We mentioned sort of what it's like staring down the David and Goliath story, right? We mentioned what it's like playing as a professional, as I asked some of my colleagues here, what it's like playing in an elimination game.
Awesome to the Max right there. Top damage by a mile.
On the Chang'e.
And I love the build. You know, he goes into Vine Ruin, Shoes of the Magi, Chronos Pendant into Wingblade. It's maximum efficiency, and he just bodied everyone that went against him. He was fighting 3 people.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the standings here for Group A, as we're going to see the names of Complexity and now Busters, who were definitely the dark horse in this. Yeah. I mean, they were the last pick. They were seeded into this pool randomly. They beat Eager. They beat Nomads. They go to the SPL. And this is like a ragtag bunch. I mean, Soul Shiner has never made it to this level. Takati, you know, kind of the butt of a joke that he always kind of throws games, but he looked great there. I mean, that was just a great play all around.
What I liked out of Takati was a lot of times Takati enjoys putting the spotlight on himself, for better or for worse. And in that game, he realized that Soul Shiner was clearly carrying the team, and he used Noxious Fumes to set up almost everything. The mentality was able to be seen in the game. You didn't have to really, like, talk to the player afterwards to figure out what he was thinking. You saw the setup. You saw the Noxious Fumes from a distance of the meteors because Soul Shiner was coming in from the right. You got to visibly see that. With that one in the books, as we said, we're going to take a look at the rest of the group. Group A up on your screens. This one is done and settled. Complexity and Busters will be the two teams headed to the SPL, while Team Nomad and Eager lick their wounds and head to the
No part of this, to me, is expected. Complexity having a loss is unexpected. Busters making it through, unexpected. Eager being eliminated, unexpected. I mean, that was an absolute. That's the best smite that you're going to see.
I mean, these are just qualifiers.
Did I hear Group B is complete?
I'm not too sure.
It is complete, apparently. Let's take a look at the standings. This is news to me.
So let's take a look at what Group B is. So Denial, as we said, completely obliterated. But Polyjuice,
Polyjuice defeated Legion?
So Cog versus Legion will be. So, all right, folks, we have contingency plans. There will be
Yeah,
there will
no,
be
we have
tiebreakers.
Bart's coming in with sunglasses and a hat, and we're going to have a wheel, and they're going to spin it, and whoever wins on the spinner gets to go to the SPL.
Yeah, so sort of like we did random seating, we're gonna. I'm just kidding. I'm already hearing
Yeah,
the
I'm
Reddit
mad-
posts.
yeah, how mad
I'm
everybody
hearing the
is. Oh
Reddit
my God.
posts right now. We have tiebreakers in store, and that just excites me because I get to see more top level Smite because that's all we've been
I thought
seeing.
we were going to see the final game. Apparently, Polyjuice defeats Legion and will force a three-way split. Now, like you were saying, our contingency is that they're just going to play each other again.
Yeah, we're gonna have tiebreakers all around, and there is not gonna be. We're just not going home, folks. The best team will make it, and that's what we're gonna take a look at. So coming up next will be the first of many tiebreakers. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. We've got more Smite.